Have you ever been told that you don't look like you have a mental illness? Like you don't look like you have a mental disorder, like you don't look like you have anxiety, or like you look like you don't have depression? Because I have a lot. There are so many stereotypes around mental illness, and I don't understand why people, if they can judge that easily, I don't know why they can't maybe look into mental health a little more and find out what it actually is, what it means to have it, how horrible it is to have to deal with it on a daily basis. So many times, people who don't have an anxiety disorder, if they finally end up getting a panic attack, it gives them a whole new perspective. And they're like, wow, I have no idea how you go through this. It was awful. It was terrifying. It felt like a heart attack. I mean, it really does take having an experience with it to actually understand it. But to tell people that they look like they don't even have it, I just don't understand how it's still that stereotypical. There is no one-size-fits-all kind of thing when it comes to a mental disorder. There are obviously plenty of different types of mental disorders that exist. For me, my worst have been anxiety and depression. It actually makes me pretty upset to hear people say, well, you don't look like you have anything wrong with you. And I'm like, what? Like, I don't even know how to respond to that. How do you look like you have something mentally, I don't want to say wrong, it's nothing wrong with you, but how do you look like you have a mental disorder? I just don't understand how you can even look like you have one or you don't have one. So that's where a lot of my bullying pretty much came from, especially in high school and everything, because nobody believed that I even had any problems. They always thought that I wanted special treatment, when really, if you have anxiety, you kind of tend to hate having to have special treatment. Just letting you know, because it draws more attention to you and you feel even more different than you already did before. And if I got A's, forget it. Like, I was an honors student and all that. I had high honors, all that. But I was always told that I had special treatment, and if they were given the special treatment too, that they also would have the straight A's. What no one understood though was that while I was still struggling in class to try to be as normal as I could and do everything else that the whole class was doing, I was still managing to fight my anxiety, fight my depression, fight everything going on in my mind to try to be present in the class to actually learn and know what I was doing. And I was still getting good grades. Granted, not always, because sometimes my mind went so crazy. I really failed some stuff, a lot of stuff. And at the time, I didn't really think it was anything except just sucking at the class, to be honest. But then after talking to the guidance counselor and talking to teachers one-on-one, it was like I did understand the stuff. I was learning. I just couldn't fight dealing with what was going on in my mind and using my brain at the same time for everything that I had already learned, and to put it on paper or out loud, whatever it was that we had to do, I was unable to do it some of the time because of how bad the anxiety actually got. And then at one point it got so bad that for my senior year, I'm pretty sure part of my junior year too, I had to go homebound and have a teacher come to the house for me to do my schoolwork. And I actually found that I did way better. I was excelling in everything, because that was where I was able to get the material, read it, learn it, basically self-teaching, because the teacher didn't come all the time. I don't remember now, was it every other day or something, twice a week? I don't know, but a lot of it was self-taught. And the teachers would still send, what I was supposed to do, the lesson plans, whatever, and I would teach myself. It would finally be able to absorb much better in the brain, because my mind wasn't going so just all over the place dealing with everything going on in the classroom environment, and I was able to actually focus on the material. And that's when I did, I was high honors, all that. But after all of this, I realized that people just don't understand, and they're not open to understanding either, and that's okay. They don't need to understand it as long as I understand it, and I understand that I have something going on in my mind that they don't understand. I'm sure they have something going on that I don't understand too. We're all human. We all have our own struggles to deal with. But I just really hope that people can stop putting so much judgment on everyone else and just realize there is no look. You don't have to have a look, a stereotypical look, anything like that to have something going on in your mind. You don't. And people need to understand that and be more aware of it.